Hi, and welcome to today's Tea with Terry. Today's subject is one of my favorite of all time. I want to talk to you a little bit about Reiki and Reiki energy and what it is and how it works, and it's just anything else that comes to my heart around Reiki. So I was trained in Reiki years ago, in Sweet Tibetan Reiki, and I followed it all the way through to the master teacher level, so I am certified to teach other people. Over the years, the energy that I feel as Reiki has only progressed and increased and just sort of blossomed in a way that's really hard to describe. I have come to know this energy as just a pure healing energy. Reiki literally means life force energy and consciousness. A colleague of mine has, and I have had a lot of talk about this, and it's not just an energy, it actually has a consciousness, a universal consciousness of healing and love that it goes along with it. So now I really have come to know Reiki as universal life force energy and consciousness. So Reiki is one of the purest forms of healing energy that we as humans have access to, and everybody has access to it. There are some of you out there who are probably using it now, who are calling in that Reiki energy even now, even if you don't know it and you have not received the traditional attunements. My daughter is one of those. She would instinctively put her hands on something when it needed healing, on a friend. She was an athlete and is an athlete, and would always know how to just place her hand somewhere to bring in healing energy. I mean, we all do this instinctively, right? Have you ever stubbed your toe and first thing you do is you reach down there and you wrap your hands around it, or you bump an elbow or a knee, and what do? You go and you hold that area. In a way, that's our instinct. It's because we all have access to this energy, this healing energy that can come not just from the touch, which of course brings in its own amount and its own measure of healing, but it's also that energy that will flow with the intention to bring healing energy to an injury, to a spot. So it's instinctive. We all can do it. The attunement is the classic way of opening your channel so that the flow can move through you. So there are several different attunements that you can get. You can get a Reiki level 1 and a Reiki level 2 and a Reiki level 3 and then a Reiki master and a master teacher. Some people lump in those last 3 together, or level 3 and the master are together, or level 3 master and master teacher are together. It really is beside the point. What matters is what happens with each of those attunements, with each of those progressive openings. So the way I like to see it, or I like to explain it to my students, is that the Reiki energy is like water, and it's just water, and it'll just flow. You are the tap. So if you turn the tap to a little bit, you've got a slow trickle of water coming through. That's Reiki level 1. It's there, it's energy of the water, it's healing, it's whatever the Reiki is, but it's flowing through you at a little bit of a rate. Now, if you go to the Reiki level 2 certification level, that opens the tap a little more. So you've got a little more flow coming through. And as you get to the master teacher level, think of those faucets, that tap is being fully opened, and so much energy is able to flow through you to your client, your friends, yourself, your environment, your home, your car, whatever it is you're giving Reiki energy to. So that's really the difference in the attunements or the different levels of Reiki. It's not that you get different energy with each level. It's truly that it just changes the way it flows through you. It changes the amount sort of that is coming through you. It's all still healing. So even at Reiki level 1, you can bring healing energy to a situation. It just is that as you progress further on, that ability to work with this healing energy is more open and you can do more with it. So universal life force energy and consciousness, Reiki. It is the purest form of healing energy that I know of. It is the simplest, most basic, brings in harmony, brings in balance, if that's what's needed, brings in whatever is needed for healing in that moment. Reiki can never do any harm. It will never do harm. You can never receive too much Reiki, because it will do no harm. Reiki has a consciousness of its own, and it will enter into your body, your energy body, spiritual body, emotional body, mental body, physical body, whatever body it needs an adjustment. Reiki will come in and bring to you exactly what you need in that moment. Now, that doesn't mean that it's always comfortable. I have had clients who have left a session and said, I was really angry for the week after the session, and I think it's because of the Reiki. And I know in my heart that that's what they needed. That the Reiki energy brought to them awarenesses that, that brought up some indignation in their life, that brought up some boundary issues or whatever it was that they were feeling angry about. The Reiki energy gave them exactly what they needed and did them no harm, but we're very uncomfortable feeling those feelings. So at times, the Reiki energy is smarter than we are, and its consciousness will bring to us what we need to move us into a greater state of harmony or balance, or to move us further along on our spiritual evolution. But it's never there. It will never cause any harm. So whatever comes after a session, it is meant to be, and it is in your highest interest. Reiki is so pure and so individual and so aware that actually, as a practitioner, as the energy is moving through me, I invite the energy to flow with my intention. It begins to flow. And as it's moving through me, I'm receiving my own healing. So whatever it is that I need in that moment, I'm getting my personal healing that I need from this Reiki energy, even as I'm bringing it and inviting it for someone else. So the moment it leaves my hands, my body, it goes into the client or the friend or the house or whatever it is I'm sending, my food, whatever I'm sending Reiki to, the moment it leaves me, it is there for them, and that consciousness is bringing to them whatever they need. Our energies don't mix. It's not my energy that's going to the client at all. It is that pure Reiki light moving through me and then moving to the client, bringing each of us exactly what we need. So Reiki is one of the few modalities where you can never be exhausted afterward, because you're getting replenished, you're getting filled up, you're getting out all the healing that you need. I've heard people say, oh, I gave too much Reiki and I got burnt out. And I'm thinking, well, that wasn't Reiki then. I don't know what you were doing, but Reiki will never burn you out. Reiki will only bring you your own healing. So that's another beautiful thing about Reiki is, as a practitioner, as someone who's giving Reiki, you're receiving whatever it is that you need in that moment. And the client is never harmed. Reiki will always come in the exact measure that's needed. And Reiki knows more than my human brain what is needed. So it goes where it's needed in your body. I may have, as a practitioner, I may have my hands on the client's head, and the Reiki energy is moving through me because I've invited it to flow, and it goes to wherever the client needs. So maybe the client has a particular heartache that needs to be addressed. The Reiki energy will go there, even with my hands on their head. Maybe there's a physical injury in the knee or the back, and the Reiki energy will go there and break up anything that needs to be broken up. It'll bring healing to that area, even with my hands on their head. So you can actually do a Reiki session without ever moving your hands. There are some classic hand positions that do get taught, although historically in the beginnings of Reiki, that there weren't classic hand positions. That was something that was added on later. You were instructed to follow the energy and to follow your hands and to allow your hands to be the energy and just follow where they go. Anyway, so I do teach classic hand positions, but I also teach my students to move beyond that, to not be trapped in that, to not be stuck with that. It's a good foundation, a good base to begin with. But then once you're actually feeling the energy, your job as someone who's giving Reiki is just to follow the energy and to go wherever your hands are telling you to go or your heart is calling to you. So I think that's enough on Reiki. I'll talk more about it in another segment. I am teaching Reiki Level 1 certification at the end of February, and I would love to have you join me for that. It's an in-person teaching. It's a one-day thing, like 10 to 4 or 10 to 5. It's not a big thing because this energy is so clear and it's so pure and it's so simple and it's so accessible. We all can do it, and I bet most of you are already doing it in some form or another right now. This just will bring that intention to it and open you up with an attunement so that it can flow more freely through you. So it would be great to see you at the end of February. I think it's February 22nd, but you can find everything out on my website, www.terrilundquist.com. Check out the bio for the link to that, and I'll fill you in so much more on Reiki in other sessions. Take care. Bye.